All right, let's dive into a nation that's just packed with fascinating contradictions, a place where ancient history and futuristic ambition live right next to each other. We're talking about Azerbaijan, a country that is truly defined by its incredible contrasts.
So, which one is it? Is it the Land of Fire, a name that comes from hillsides where natural gas has been burning for centuries? Or is it the Paris of the East, a title it picked up during a huge 19th century oil boom that filled its capital with these gorgeous European-style buildings? Well, the thing is, it's both.
You'll find it right at the crossroads of Eastern Europe and Western Asia, a country shaped by everything from Persian empires to Soviet planners, with a landscape that feels, well, almost otherworldly. And here's a crazy fact for you. Its capital city, Baku, sits 28 meters or 92 feet below sea level. That makes it the lowest capital on the entire planet. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll kick things off with that dramatic geography, then take a journey through its layered history. We'll explore the incredible capital city of Baku, and finally, we'll look at the forces that are shaping its future. First up, let's talk about the land itself. Because in Azerbaijan, the geography isn't just some passive backdrop. It's a central character in its story, a landscape of truly wild extremes. Okay, take a look at this. The vertical range here is just wild. Up in the north, you've got the towering Greater Caucasus Mountains, with peaks soaring over 4,400 meters. But then the whole country just plunges down into the lowlands, with the capital city right there on the Caspian Sea coast, way below the surface of the ocean. And it just gets weirder and more wonderful from there. I mean, Azerbaijan is basically the mud volcano capital of the world, home to almost half of all of them on Earth. And we're not talking hot lava here, but these bizarre mounds of bubbling cold mud and gas. It's also where you'll find Yanar Dagh, a hillside that is literally on fire, which is how the country got its ancient nickname. And to top it all off, you can find 9 of the world's 11 climate zones here, from alpine tundra to dry desert. And of course, a geography like that plays a huge role in the country's history. Being squeezed between Europe and Asia, that strategic spot has made it a prize for empires for millennia. And every single one of them left their mark, forging this really complex national identity. This timeline really paints a picture of constant change, of being shaped by outside forces. For centuries, it was deep in the Persian world. Then, come the 19th century, the Russian Empire takes control. You see this brief, really important flash of independence in 1918 before it's swallowed by the Soviet Union for the next 70 years, only to pop back out as an independent nation in 1991. Now, let's pause on that for a second, because that short-lived republic, it was a really big deal. We're talking just 23 months, but in that time, the ADR became the very first secular democracy in the entire Muslim world. And get this, it granted women the right to vote before a lot of Western nations did, including the United States. That's huge. Okay, so if you really want to see all these contrasts we've been talking about all in one place, you gotta look at its capital, Baku. It's truly like 2 different cities living in the same skin. And that reputation didn't just appear out of thin air. During the first big oil boom, think late 19th, early 20th century, industrialists like the Noble brothers flocked here. They brought a ton of wealth and a desire for European style, hiring architects who built these grand, ornate buildings that gave the city its famous nickname. And that legacy crashes right into the modern day. You can get lost wandering the maze-like alleys of the ancient walled city, a UNESCO site that feels frozen in time. Then you just look up and bam! You see the flame towers, 3 massive skyscrapers covered in lights that flicker like fire against the night sky. Or you see the jaw-dropping liquid architecture of the Hayder Aliyev Center, its ancient stone and hyper-modern glass, all in the same view. So, what's fueling all of this incredible change? And what does it all mean for the nation's soul? Let's dive into the mix of oil, culture, and what might be coming next. It's probably no surprise that oil and gas are still the big engine driving the modern economy, just like they were 100 years ago. You can see on this chart just how much the energy sector dominates everything else. That's what's paying for all that rapid development and those incredible architectural projects. But, you know, if you only think about Azerbaijan in terms of what's under the ground, you're really missing the heart of the story. You're missing the cultural wealth that has kept its people going through centuries of change. And that wealth is incredible. You've got mugam, a really complex and beautiful type of traditional music. Some people compare it to jazz because of the improvisation, and it's protected by UNESCO. Then there's the art of Azerbaijani carpet weaving, another UNESCO-recognized treasure.
And here's a fun one. The country is a total powerhouse in the world of chess, producing some of the world's top grandmasters, all coming from this really deep cultural and literary tradition. And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? For a nation that's literally built on contrasts, fire and water, Asia and Europe, ancient traditions and hyper-modern growth, the great challenge is writing that next chapter. How does a country so rich in history and culture balance its ancient soul with the powerful, fast-paced ambitions that are shaping its tomorrow? Well, that remains the story to watch.